Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of Carolina Outdoor Magazine TV. Today we're going to be back at Clark's Hill Lake in South Carolina, and jumping on the boat with us will be Randell Burkhart from the Triad Bait Company in Lexington, North Carolina. So don't go away and make sure you come right back. It's going to be an exciting show. We'll be right back. This week's Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV is brought to you in part by Camelback Hydration Systems. Do you have a camel on your back? Bolay Sportswear and Sunglasses. By Daiwa Fishing, committed to quality. By Carolina Outdoor Hunting and Fishing Supply. Bait and Tackle, Scents and Attractants. Humminbird Depth Finder. By Outdoor Pro Gear, real gear for real people. And also by CVA, it's just a better gun. Alright, I'm going to put us under power again.
Yeah, it'll take a minute to get ready.
Huh?
It'll take a minute to get them all trailed up.
What I'll do is I'll try to look for some fish while you're rigging. 135 feet deep.
Yeah, but you got
It's over my head. First fish of the day. First fish of the day.
Don't side the boat. Catfish. What is it?
Striper. Hybrid. Striper.
Yeah, buddy. Now
One
they
of 'em.
say them the best eating.
One of them. Here you go.
They say them the best eating ones right yonder. How did you do that? You see that? You see that little shad body?
Yeah.
That shad body has been just excellent down here.
That purple with them sparkles in there.
That thing has caught, and the worm that's like it has done the same thing for me down here.
Really?
Yeah, it has.
You know, from month to month, it's funny how they change color.
It is, but every time I've been down here, that thing's worked well for me.
That's a hybrid. It's not a very big one, but that's a hybrid. Now, trust me, he ain't very big at all, but you can tell because of the broken lines right there. But we're after the ones that are probably about that much bigger. But anyhow, we're not going to keep him, are we? We're not going to keep him.
No.
We'll let him go.
No, the guys down here is local, and they love them.
Really?
Yes.
Now that's the what, banana head?
No, minnow head.
Minnow head, okay. Banana head's the one that's got the, I'll show you that one here a little later on. Yeah, there we go. That's the difference right there. That's a banana head. All right.
And it's worked well, but it's and the green.
Well, we're gonna head on up the dang road because we're not finding fish here, so we're gonna go further on up the river
for some bait and some.
Yeah, we're not finding bait. We're not finding fish. Like I always say, if you're not finding bait, you need to find the bait because that's where the fish are going to be, and we are not marking many fish. You probably saw our show we did last fall down here with the guys from the Triad Bait Company, and we caught a lot of fish down here, but we were on fish and bait all the time. And we've run probably 5 miles and ain't found a bait ball yet, so.
And y'all went home a day early when we really.
Yeah, I went home a day early and they slayed them. Yeah. So, but anyways, all right, here we go.
Tell me when you can start. Ladies and gentlemen, today we want to show you how heavy the pollen is on the lake. It looks like we're fishing in orange juice today, but it's just pollen from the pine trees. While we're all teary-eyed, sniffing at it. I believe it's the worst I've ever seen for fish.
You know, the pollen with Randall, the pollen's like a drug with him. Yeah. He was fine yesterday, but today it's like he's had this pollen interfering with him, and it's acting like a drug. He's all wound up and complaining and hooting and hollering out, being a smart aleck. I mean, he was fine till we started fishing around the pollen, so it's got to have some kind of drug activity on him. We're just going to tolerate it a little bit better because we're kind of stuck out with him right now today. So.
I don't know how big it is.
Let me know if you need the net, okay? Randall's got a pretty good fish on here, guys. What we got? Holy, come on! That looked like it was a monster crappie. That's what it looked like to me. Holy smokes, that was a big crappie. We decided just to throw a herring on the end of this jig head, and all of a sudden the rod doubled over. So it looked like it was it looked like it was a 2 or 3 pound crappie there, folks. I don't think the camera got it, but it was a biggie. We finally got a fish off the planer board. Here, let me hold the rod. You want to get that? You get it? There you go. There you go. We finally, what Randall's trying to do, he's trying to get the planer board so he can unhook it. That's what he's trying to do. Want me to do something?
Yeah.
Drive, right?
Yeah.
I'm driving. We've been dragging these planer boards out here for a long time. We just can't seem to dial in on the fish right now, but we might be able to determine what kind of color they're really wanting to hit on here. At least we're getting some fish on. We're having to work real hard for them, guys, but you know, it's not always easy when you come out here fishing for them. You got to really work on them.
Oh, they call it fishing.
We came across a bunch of fish stacked up down about 42 feet deep. And I don't believe that was down there that far, but he must have come up and grabbed it. Small hybrid, maybe? Oh, heck, that's a nice fish. Heck yeah. All right. Oh, look what he hit. Finally, you've been talking about, you wish you'd catch one on that big old lure, and you finally got one.
Yep.
Yeah. Got him?
Yeah.
I got it. All right, go ahead. Now.
Oh, you got him?
Yeah. There we go. We got it.
All right. Somehow he got both of them at one time.
He got them both at one time. All right. They're all running about the same size.
That's a little smaller, but it ain't bad.
No.
That's
nice.
a meal. That's a meal.
Yeah, meal.
Our soup has meat in it.
That's a meal for me. I don't know what you and the camera lady's gonna eat, but I know what I'm eating.
We're gonna go get a steak.
All right. Well, we're accomplishing our job. We come down here to catch stripers, and it took us 2 days to do it. But you don't catch them all the time. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it takes you a day or even longer to figure out what the fish are doing. But when you figure it out, you're going to catch them. This week's Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV is brought to you by the sponsor, Carolina Outdoor Bait and Tackle, Crankin' Crazy Custom Baits, by Outdoor Pro Gear, and also by Buckbuster Scents, scents for the serious hunter. I want to show you the planer boards that we're using, guys. These are really neat for trolling. If you're going to troll for hybrid stripers, even walleyes, you should have a couple of lines out the side of the boat, spread out. Number one reason, it's going to get your lines away from the boat. Number two, you're going to be able to fish in a little bit shallower column of water, and you're going to have more of a spread. If you can see in the back of the boat right here, our rods are spread out at all different columns, depths, and widths in the direction that we're traveling. We probably are fishing 30 feet on each side of the boat between planer boards. Now,
yeah, it takes a 10-foot wide boat, turns it into a 60-foot
to turn into a 60-foot boat. Fishing patterns. But anyways, Randell makes these. These guys make these. They're really neat. And how much did you say you sell these for?
I sell for $30 a pair.
$30 a pair. A pair of the manufactured ones will cost you $60 to $80, $100 a pair.
Well, the copy that I used is $60 a pair.
Right.
And they're no better than mine. Mine aren't quite as pretty, but
no, but they do the job.
Actually, they do a little better job because I tweaked them a little bit, and you can run the thing out 60, 70 foot from the boat and not be 90 foot back.
Right.
You know.
And he's got a really good aluminum plate, doesn't have sharp edges, so it's not going to cut your line. You're going to have something's happening right here on this pole. I don't know if it's hitting ball. Oh, we're coming across a bunch of fish. If you want to get you some planer boards, you can see it's an effective way to fish. If you do a lot of trolling, just get in contact, with us, or we'll get in contact here with the Triad Bait guys, and you'll be able to get you some planer boards like this. If you do a lot of trolling and you want to just refine your technique a little bit, this is the way to go.
Well, the good part about a planer board, though, is we fish different lakes with them.
Right.
Some lakes like this right here, you're limited. You're gonna pick up bass, white perch, and stuff every now and again.
Right.
But like up at Boone Lake, we'll run them things out there and troll along when we're wanting to fish in deep water here. But we want to run a planer board up there against
shallow water on the outside edges.
Right. And we've gone up there and we've caught trout, smallmouth bass.
Right.
It's just you have such
and it helps you try to find out where the fish are.
You do. You have such
they're not always shallow and they're not always deep.
No.
And this gives you a variety. So it's just another technique of fishing is all it is. Feel like a good one? Randall?
Well, I can't tell you.
You can't really tell. We got so much line out. We're fishing with lead core and braided line, and to get the line, the bait down where we want it to be, we've had to let out a lot of line. And every color on lead core is like 30 feet. It's 10 yards. And so it's hard to tell sometimes just how big the fish is because you've got all that line out there. But it seems like every time we've made this turn, this morning and this evening, we've had hits right here. And, well, we just now got a fish on. Another good striper. Good. Very good. So it seems like we've kind of keyed in on where these fish are hanging out. Put that bait. Hold that bait and that fish up. Bait in, there you go.
A black H-head.
Move your hand out, but there you go, right there. Stay right there. Beautiful picture. All right. Way to go, Mr. Burkhart. Let's do it again. Randall's gonna go ahead and put that pole on. I want to talk to you just a little bit about what we're doing, okay? We're up here trolling on Clark's Hill Lake. We're way up the upper part. Earlier this week, we fished down the lower part. We couldn't find any bait. We couldn't find any fish. So we got thinking, you know, they're getting close to spawning, so let's start running up the rivers and maybe we'll find the fish higher up in the lake. And that's what we've done. We've come from where we were fishing down there, we're probably what, 8 miles, 9 miles, a long ways.
From down to the dam? Yeah, about 9 miles.
About 9 miles from the dam. We had to come all this way, and what's happening is because the stripers are getting into the spawning stage, they're all starting to move up into the rivers to spawn because they need to have moving water to spawn. So we're trolling because they're not bundled up in an area like they were last fall when we fished for them here. You know, just suspended in the area, so they're all over the place. So we're trolling, and that helps us to kind of find fish a little bit easier that way because they're not doing what they usually do. And we're using multiple baits in multiple depths. That's why we're using downriggers, and on this rod that Randall's letting out right here, that's got lead core line, and that's just another device and another way to get your bait down in the strike zone. We're showing fish right now anywhere from 25 to 45 feet of water. So you got to get down in the face of them fish to get them to bite. And it's been a hard day catching what we've caught. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. But we were able to come out here, be persistent, keep changing baits. I mean, I've got a card. Let me get this card. I've got 2 cards here of the baits that they make, okay, at Triad Bait and Tackle. We've tried almost every bait on here and every variety of worm and everything we could change to try to get a strike on a fish. Every time, you know, we make a change, every half an hour on something, we might get a bite. So, anyhow, that's what we've been doing. It's been hard to do it, but we've been able to catch a few fish. It must be getting dark enough down there with them clouds coming. Them fish are going to have to come up to see what the hell they eat anyway. Way to go. We've been trolling out here pretty good this morning. Randall's just hooked onto one, finally. It's been a really hard weekend down here. And we just had trouble to find the fish. They're in a pre-spawn stage, and they're just not doing what stripers usually do. We've been trolling really hard the past couple of days. Got a storm coming in. Cold weather coming in. We're hoping that this change is going to turn the fish on for us. So, well, Randall's got him a good one on here right now. Yeah, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. Under the rod. Under the rod. What do you want me to do? There we go. Oh yeah, that's what we're after. Oh yeah, there we go, right there. That's what we come here for. Now he's not a big one by any means, not what this lake produces, but the way things have been yesterday and started off this morning. We'll take it. Pretty good, Randall.
Yeah, that's not a bad fish. That's really good eating size right there.
About darn time, huh?
Yeah.
All right. We know we got a home for you, Mr. Striper. We got a home for you.
So right now we're down to about $90 a pound.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're starting to get some money back now. All right, well, I'm getting ready to make a big turn here. Most of our fish was down here. We got another big river coming in, and a lot of the concentration was here, so I was just in the process of making a big turn when that fish bit. So we're gonna head back down and troll down through there and just keep making a big circle here. Maybe we'll get another one on pretty quick. It ain't very big, but there is a fish on there. Catching fish onesies, twosies. You don't snatch him too hard, you might lose him. Hold the rock. Got it. Yeah, there's fish on there. Looks like a small striper or a hybrid.
They're grounded.
Yeah. It is a striper or something along that species. Look what he took. Look what he took. That darn purple and yeah. That's a dang big white perch. Look at the size of that thing. Holy smokes. Look at the size of that white perch. Holy smokes. Look at the size of that white perch. Probably not as big as that first one, but he's a good one. Oh yeah. Good God. Oh yeah. Nice one. That's what we're catching them on. That's what the Triad Bait Company makes. And that's what we're out here today trolling around with. We're just trolling around without official bait. A lot of guys are out here today and they're out here fishing with live bait. But you know, Alan and Randall, they make these really good bucktails, and we tip them. We either tip them with the Bigfoot baits, baits that Bigfoot baits has, and different things like that. And this one here, I just happened to put that a worm or something that was on there.
Snake worm, the snake worm.
And that's what's catching them. Like I say, yesterday we fished all day long trolling. I think we caught four
little fish.
And they weren't even the species we were fishing for. And at least we're starting to target some halfway decent stripers and hybrids here this morning. So we're going to keep it up. And Randall's going to get his, that's the second one on the downrigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're getting it, you're putting it in the right area. We're marking a lot of fish between 15 to 25 feet.
No, one was lead core.
One was lead core,
one was downrigger.
And it seems like if we stay in 15 feet depth, the active fish are really the ones we're marking on the depth finder that above that depth. So if we stay about 15 to 20 feet, that's where we're getting our hits. We get him in the cooler. All right. Okay, folks, thank you for tuning in to today's show. It sure was a pleasure bringing it to you, and we hope you really enjoyed it. If you ever want to go down to Clark's Lake in South Carolina, I'll guarantee you'll find a whole bunch of different variety of fish to fish for down there. We had a great weekend fishing with Randell Burkhart from the Triad Bait Company, and we hope you'll be back down there another month to fish with them again. So folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. Like always, I'm Jim from Carolina Outdoor Magazine TV. We'll catch you somewhere next week in the great outdoors when we do it all again. Thanks for watching.